guys, I'm back once again for another Blu-ray review, and this time it is of one of my two of my favorite films, Vampires and Ghosts of Mars, both directed by the one and only John Carpenter. Yeah, I just want to talk about just quickly say about the films. So Vampires was released back in 1998 and Ghosts of Mars 2001. And these were the last two films basically John Carpenter made for, I think it was, I don't know, a long time, 10 years maybe more. And even when he did make, he came back with one more film, and it was called The Ward. It was a good horror film, but it wasn't on the levels, it wasn't no vintage John Carpenter. So these were his last two films. There was stories going. He said he was bored of film directing, whatnot. But yeah, these were the last two films. Yeah. Yeah, so the first one, obviously, was released before Ghosts of Mars, is Vampires. Vampires was back in 1998. It's an independent neo-noir western, action horror film. It is based on a novel by John Steatley, and stars the one and only James Woods and Daniel Baldwin. So the plot is this. James Woods leads a bunch of vampire hunters. He's a history. I don't want to go too much if you haven't seen it. His name is Jack Crow, and he's got these, tough, roughneck vampire hunters, and basically they're trying to find the head vampire. And it's one of my. I'm into vampire films. I love anything to do with vampires. Yeah, guys. So this is released by Indicator Powerhouse Films here in the UK, and this is a limited edition dual format version of. You get both DVD and the Blu-ray. So they released this pretty cool. You get this cool booklet. It's got some cool info, history on the film. Really good, worth getting. But I think these are you might be able to still get hold of these. I haven't seen them. You can get. I think you might be able to if you look around. HMV or FOP in London, or if there's a FOP near you, just check out. You probably find it. But yeah, you get a reversible cover as well. So yeah, it's a good print. It was released in like the US and that. They are. Probably the same print as Twilight Time and maybe the other companies, but it is a good print. It's nice, it's got this sort of reddish, filtered photography. John Carpenter obviously chose because it was, he sort of looked at it as a vampire western. I think because he's always been a big fan of western films, and I think he's got this nice, reddish, deserty tint, which I like. So it's got some cool, interesting photography. Yeah, try to get hold of it. Is a great if you're a horror or vampire fan, you like Out There Guys. You probably already you watched it, but this is a limited edition release. Right, guys. The next one is Ghosts of Mars, released back in 2001. Ghosts of Mars is a science fiction action horror film starring Natasha Henstridge and Ice Cube, and you got few other actors like Jason Statham, Pam Grier, bit of an all-star cast there, and a few regular John Carpenter regulars. The plot is set in a futuristic, like in the 22nd century or something, and Mars is like a bit like Earth, sort of allowing humans to walk around the surface, without pressure suits or anything. And the story is you get the police officer played by Natasha Henstridge, who's sent to a remote mining outpost in Mars to pick up Ice Cube's character James Desolation Williams, who's a serial killer, and they have to go pick him up. But when they get there, things ain't what they seem, and they run into some alien life form. And I don't want to really go too much if you haven't seen it, but yeah, that's a basic plot line. Yeah, so Ghost of Mars, gets mixed reviews, on, they say, he's It's not one of John Carpenter's best films. You wouldn't rate it up there with the stuff he done in the 80s, but it's a good fun film. Good fun sci-fi horror. He's got good acting. He's got Ice Cube in it. Does a good job. And the other thing I want to say is apparently there's a story that this was originally a potential Snake Plissken sequel, entitled Escape from Mars. So I don't know how true that is. I heard that or read it somewhere. But yeah, I liked it. It's a good fun, action sci-fi horror film. Right, so this is the second. So these were basically released at the same time by Indicator. They were the last two films by John Carpenter, which is pretty cool. They've done this. So this was released by Indicator as well, another limited edition. Same style. So this, let me just quickly show you. You get this cool. I love this booklet you get in here. Look, it's got this sort of Mars artwork. Look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I like all this stuff. It's John Carpenter chatting to good old Ice Cube. Apparently, Ice Cube said he only worked on that film because he knew John Carpenter was directing. It's got this cool sort of concept art. Check it out. Yeah, it's cool. Gives you the history, a lot of stuff. Yeah, so this is a limited edition. You won't get this now if you can't get hold of it. You get the DVD and Blu-ray. You get a reversible cover. But yeah, the print's good. I think it's probably sourced from an old master that was prepared, maybe a while back by. I think Sony used it in the US release. You can check on Blu-ray.com. I'll leave you the links below. It's a very good. It's grainy. It's a stylistic film. So it's been, the filters they use, maybe color graded afterwards. But is a good. It's not, hasn't been digitally. What do you call it? Digitally filtered. Smudgy looks. Is a good. Yeah, so it's worth getting. So these are these are limited editions, but here in the UK, so US guys, you're gonna need these. This was out by Twilight Time, which was a limited in the US, but it's gone now. But these are UK limited release. You can get a double one, like in one pack now. I see it in a shop. But yeah, if you can try to get hold of these, it is worth it. They are limited editions, great copies. If you're a fan of John Carpenter, you won't be disappointed. I've read on, when you go online forums and stuff, they get mixed. Some people say it's bad, they're not good. I enjoyed them, who knows if he'll ever make another film again. So, you just have to stick to these. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share and subscribe.